Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is America's home for positive business talk, and we are positively thrilled that you are hanging out with us.
We are positive, but have you ever wanted to, or have you ever engaged in an office argument?
Sadly, ashamedly, yes.
Well, according to David Walker, CEO and founder of Triple Mint, he says office arguments are unavoidable, but sometimes they can actually be healthy. Let's continue. He says it happens. We all have them every once in a while, and we just sometimes can't help it. We get ourselves all riled up. We get our little tail feathers all flustered. So he says maybe you're convinced Ben is just disagreeing you for the sake of the disagreement. You know, one of those in your life?
Maybe.
Maybe Sally purposely forgot to send you that research report.
Don't pick on Sally. She's a nice girl.
Oh, say not the Sally I know. Sometimes we just have to let it out, he says, and have a good old-fashioned office argument. He says we're only human. Office arguments are natural. And he says, and sometimes they're even a good thing, because if we've never had one, it's probably because we don't have much passion or drive. And that's what we've got in our office. You've got passionate people, driven, right? Great qualities that you want in your teammates, but it can often lead to a little bit of contention every once in a while. And here's what he says. It's okay.
It's okay?
Embrace it, right? He says, however, do it while embracing the rules of engagement.
Okay.
He says there are 4 commandments to the office argument. These are the rules that separate office arguments from office fights. These are the rules that keep us on the right side of the line between healthy conflict and toxic confrontation. And he says they're easy to follow.
Okay.
So the 4 commandments of the office argument are, number one, thou shalt not ever get into an argument over email.
Does that mean I shouldn't argue with people about the email I just received?
Do not argue.
Using email.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can argue about the email you received.
I got this email and it really makes me mad.
Right? Yeah. He says it's okay to push back, even play devil's advocate, or maybe scold a little bit in the appropriate context. But once you cross into the territory of a full-scale argument, you need to take it offline immediately.
You know, we see this all the time. Email doesn't capture tone. It doesn't, you are easily escalated into a situation where, honest to goodness, it wasn't what you intended, but it gets out of hand quickly.
I remember somebody wrote good luck to somebody, and the way they heard that was good luck.
Good luck.
And they thought it was snarky.
Oh,
it wasn't meant that way.
Good luck.
It's just good luck, right? And so how can the phrase good luck actually be taken out of context? Via email. Commandment number 2 of the office argument is thou shalt not raise your voice.
Don't raise your voice. It is really tough not to do that. And I speak from personal experience. When you're into a heated office argument, it is tempting to let your emotions take over. And your emotions can actually speak louder than your words. And your words can be very loud. And that only hurts you and the people that you're shouting at.
Right? Have you ever, wanted to, somebody doesn't understand what you're saying, or you don't understand what they're saying, and so they just repeat it again, just louder.
Right.
Like, okay, it wasn't that I didn't hear you. I didn't understand you. It didn't make any sense. So he says, of course, you can yell your way into winning an argument, but once it's over, everybody else has to live with your decision of your lack of logic, and it will always come back to bite you.
All right. We're talking about the 4 ways that you can have an office argument, or the 4 rules of engagement, if you will, with an office argument, such that it doesn't have to end up poorly, but can actually even strengthen the network or the fabric of your relationships.
Right? Because everybody there's passionate, they're driven. And of course, you've got these strong personalities.
Yep.
There's going to be some disagreement once in a while. But the 4 commandments, right, of don't do it over email and don't raise your voice are the first 2. And then number 3, you have to remember to state your goals.
Absolutely. The best way to keep things on the even side of things, instead of saying it's my way or the highway, is to let people know what you're trying to accomplish by taking the side that you're taking.
Right? Or how many times have you ever argued with somebody only to realize halfway through it that you're both on the same side?
Most times.
You're not even disagreeing. We just get caught up in the moment. And, we have we kind of get caught up on one thing, on part of the topic. And then we actually realize, well, wait a minute. I do agree with you. So if you state your goals, then two good things happen. First, most arguments avoided altogether when you realize that we're not actually coming from two different sides after all. And second, if the argument continues, it's much less likely to become personal because the position has been stated. So we're dealing with facts, we're dealing with logic, not necessarily dealing with feelings.
All right. Which brings us to point number 4. Don't take it personally.
Of course.
Just 3 out of 4 is not bad.
Right. It's always personal.
It's very personal.
It's always personal, right? We say it, we've heard it, but
it's an argument.
It's an argument, and it always, turns personal. He says, and it happens in the blink of an eye, and it's the kiss of death in any office argument, in any argument, period.
And once that argument turns personal, all bets are off for successful and logical resolution. That's the line between productive tug of war, between ideas, and an embarrassing fight. No one wins when it turns personal. Just like the tango, it takes 2 to keep an office argument professional.
It does. And 2 to keep it going. And so if you are willing to state your goal and keep it from getting personal, keep your voice low, and make sure you're not just doing it back and forth over email where misunderstandings can take place, you could possibly have a healthy conversation. And he says you'll often set yourself ahead in the workplace. Now, he's like, can somebody forward this to Dave in the next cubicle? Right? So, we all, if you've got people that are arguing in the office, bringing them in for a little healthy training when they're not arguing. Because at the time of argument is not the time to bring this up.
No, it is not.
But after resolution and when everybody's calm, cool, and collected is the best time to talk about this and even laugh about it a little bit. How the last blow up and how poorly that went.
Right.
And not making fun of people, but making light of what really most arguments are, they're based out of something really trivial most of the time.
And you're mostly on the same side. All right, gang, we're going to let things go for today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning into this, the home of positive business talk. Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer with our producer, Chad, wishing you a great rest of the day.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at Experience.